the India site manager for Investing.com. So today I'll be taking this webinar for the benefit of our users. Basically how to make money by minimizing risk in this volatile stock market. So welcome everyone. Maybe we can give 1 more minute for other people to join our webinar. So just 1 more minute. And by the way, at any point of time, if you have any questions or any comments, you can just post on the chat box. I will take it up. All right, I think it's time to start. Right. So, I mean, you would have seen in your day-to-day life, if you invest in stocks, right? You would always want to grow your money, but at the same time minimize risk, because the stock markets are always volatile. We have to think of not only just making profits. We have to do it at the same time by minimizing your risk. So I will show you how we can do that by using our unique tool, the premium tool that Investing.com has, which is called InvestingPro. Okay, so in this webinar, I will talk about the features of InvestingPro first and how it will benefit you basically. So first one is, of course, fair value. Fair value, let me explain what is fair value. Fair value is basically the intrinsic value of a stock, of a company, basically. So the market price of, let's say, a company can be 100 rupees, but its fair value can be 120 also, or 80 also, depending on how this fair value is calculated. So we calculate this fair value by by our fundamental analysis models that we have. So you might, if you have some interest in finance, you would have heard about these fundamental models like EV/beta model or P ratio models and all those things. So I'll explain you. Let me show you the actual InvestingPro screen that we have, and you will come to know what I'm talking about. So this is a investing. So you have seen Investing.com platform. I don't need to go through that because that is free of cost also. And but InvestingPro is a premium tool of from Investing.com, which helps you make investment decisions. Basically, that's the main motto for us, to make investment decisions. If you know which stocks to buy or sell, then it's very easy to do it through a broker. You can just place orders, but for that you need to understand which stocks to buy and which stocks to sell, or which stocks to hold. So that is our main agenda here. So I'm showing you any random stock here, Maruti Suzuki, for example. So what InvestingPro, you can see here, is fair value. Fair value is actually 14,298, and its current price is that today's market price, end of the day, is about 12,000. So we are saying that the stock has upside of about 18-19%, which means that it's a good buy recommendation from our end. So how this value is arrived? Fair value, as I said, we have our own investing models. The fundamental models. If you have read something about fundamental analysis, you might have done technical analysis, but fundamental analysis is a little different. So these are the 14 models for this particular stock that we have. You can see DDM, multi-stage, EV, EBITDA, EV revenue, you name it, and DCF growth, discounted cash flow models. You don't need to go through in detail, I mean, in deep, but just to see, what our fair value is. It's 99% upside, and also what analysts are saying. So we should not just go by only fair value, because fair value after all is based on the models. But if you, some human intervention, if you're looking at, and the real analysts who cover the stock. So there are 43 analysts covering stock, and they have a target of 13,563, which is still good enough, which is still about 14-15% of upside, right? So which means it's a good investment for now. But also, this is fair when analyst targets, that's fine, but you also need to look at the risk factors here. As I said, making money is just not looking at profits or potential profits, it's also minimizing risk, right? So how to do that? Now coming to this, here you can see we call it pro tips. Pro tips is the actually, it gives you the insights about a company, a bit about the positive and negative factors of that company. So you can see here, actually, this for this stock there are hardly any negative red flag, which we make it as red. Mostly are green. So which means most of the parameters or most of the drivers of the company are actually positive, green. So you can see that the Maruti actually has more cash than debt, which is on its balance sheet, which is a good thing. And it has raised its dividend for the last 3 years, which is also considered a positive thing. And it's trading at a low P ratio, which is also positive. So there are many positive factors. Only negative factor is the price by book value multiple is a little high. So that's only. So you need to make a decision based on also the, which we call it qualitative factors. These are qualitative factors. Quantitative factors I already talked about, which is fair value analyst targets, right? These are the qualitative factors. Now, these are the three things which I talked about. Now, there are some more things which you also should look at to minimize risk again. Financial health. Financial health of a company, we give a score actually between 1 to 5. So if it is 3 or 4 or 5, it's actually good, low risk company, and you can actually invest in that company if the fair values also indicates a positive, positive upside. So here you can see for Maruti, we are saying that it's a great performance. It's about 4, which means all the the financial health factor, which is like cash flow health, growth health, price momentum, profitability health, relative value. Except relative value, other factors are pretty positive. Overall, it's a great performance. The minimum risk, and you can invest in this stock. Then this is a pricey, actually stock is doubled about in almost 1 year now. Oh, sorry, 5 years actually. Yes. So that's just a history. History has nothing to do with, as future prospects or future potential of the company. Yeah. So we show everything in one screen. By the way, I'll explain you also that we have about we have two main plans for Investing Pro. One is Pro and one is Pro Plus. I will show you the difference between Pro and Pro Plus also while talking about this. Both are different plans at different pricing. Pro is obviously cheaper compared to Pro Plus because it has less features. But anyways, I'll explain you the difference later. One more important thing you should look at is the compare feature here. So we have this news, dividends, earnings, models, financials. All these are there. So I'll go through one by one, maybe just to show you in brief. Like news, if you want to read about this company, Maruti. So we had dividends. Yeah, dividend history is actually very important. So to provide here the payout history, upcoming dividend payouts, because for many investors, dividend payments are actually very important because especially for conservative investors, so for them, they need to understand how the dividend history has been for this company. So here you can see, it's a pretty good company from dividend point of view. Then earnings, if you want to go through earnings in detail, like how each quarter, what are the surprise that we had, earnings, and what are the stock price, changes happened, with earnings. You can have a look at it. Then models that, all financial models we have, you can export these models also. You can view it if you want. If you want to go through in detail, but as a normal layman, I would say you don't need to go through all those details. Financials, again, too many financials for last 10 years. Like we show income statement, balance sheet, cash flow statement. You don't need to go through all those if you are only mainly interested in investments, right? I mean, unless you are a seasoned investor who actually has knowledge of finance, you can go through in detail, basically do your own analysis basically. Now, important feature I would say here is the compare feature, which you should also look at. Let's say compare feature is actually comparing Maruti with its competitors here. You can see that this chart, this Maruti is actually a very good market cap. The I mean, the more the circular area is, the more market cap. So it's a big company compared to its. So Tata Motors and M&M are comparable, and Bajaj Auto also. So they are comparable in terms of market cap. But P ratio. So basically, these are parameters you can change. Actually, we have so many parameters you can change, but generally we like to keep it as P ratio on the y-axis, which means if P ratio is high, it's an expensive stock. So you can see that this for this sector, almost all the companies are having the same kind of P ratio, maybe a little bit up or down. So none of the companies are super expensive, I would say. Okay. Now coming to EPS forecast. For EPS forecast is the earnings potential. So in earning potential for the company, Maruti looks like to be the best among its PS, right? Because it's X-axis, as you can see. But again, I mean, you can actually change the parameter. Let's say you want to see revenue growth of the company of Maruti compared to its competitors or its peers, actually, not competitors. Yeah, in the same sector, you can do that also. So you can actually change the parameters as per your need. Now, this feature it looks very, that's my almost the favorite feature, where it will show you the company's competitors or the peers and its fair values for all the companies, here. So you can see that for Maruti, we had this upside of 18-19%, right? Even analyst targets also 14-15% upside, but it's not such a case for Tata Motors. Okay, is looks good, about 15-16% upside. It's showing me. So it's another investment, choice that you have if you want to do. Mahindra, what we are saying is not a good investment. Maybe it's time to sell actually, because it's showing some downside here, 30% downside in terms of fair value. So here's some kind of idea that whether you want to actually invest in those stocks, or if you have those stocks, then is it the time to sell? Is it the right time to sell? Or is it the right time to buy? So all these questions are answered here basically, right? For the questions that you have in mind, right? Now I want to quickly show you the screener feature also that we have. That's a powerful feature if you want to just filter stocks based on some parameters. Like what I have done is I have 3 filters already, preset filters, which is fair value upside has to be the fair value has to be above 20% upside. So I want only stocks which are actually buy recommendations, because it is giving me more than 20% upside. Then uncertainty, yes, yeah, I forgot to talk about uncertainty also. So I would prefer the uncertainty to be low or medium, not high. High uncertainty means it's a volatile stock, and so we can't be very sure. Generally, these are small caps or medium caps, which has high uncertainty. So we want stocks which are. So I have this filter where I'm saying that show me the stocks which have uncertainty low and medium. I don't want high uncertainty. Okay, and the third parameter that I have is upside for analyst targets also as more than 20%. Not just fair value, but analyst targets also. So I want to be very safe. I want to see only stocks which are actually recommendations that I can actually go and buy these stocks. So it gives me a list of about 15 stocks. Indus Bank, Inbank, Equitas, one. So this is a very powerful screener feature we have, and these were the filters set by me, but we have ready-made strategies also. So for example, stop on the rise. If I click on it, Stocks in the rise means the stocks which are actually rising, and it could be a good buy recommendation, because the more on the rise stocks actually generally tend to be behave better also in terms of investment. So these are the preset filters for this criteria, for this strategy, I would say. Then we have Patriot score, Ben Graham formula, if you are aware of these strategies. So this also talks about a little bit of technical analysis here also, because these are technical parameters, let's say. But this is one of my favorite also. I dream of dividends, where I am saying that my dividend yield has to be more than 3%. I want stocks which are actually giving me good dividends, so which are safe investments, I would say, for conservative investors. So this case criteria gave a list of about 10-15 stocks, which so what you although these stocks are giving you good dividends, you can filter out again these stocks which are actually giving you upside potential also, fair value upside. So you get both the benefits, not just dividends, but also the upside in its value. So like this stock Uniparts India is actually has a very good dividend, and as well as the upside potential as well. I mean, through this screener you can come to know UG1 small bank finance bank. It has a potential of 34% upside and also good dividends as well. So I mean, there are cash is king. I mean, there are so many strategies you can actually use for this filter, for the screener feature that we have. Now, to show you a few more things, like for US specific, I mean, if you are interested in US stocks, we have currently this feature Pro Picks only available for US stocks. And so basically these are again AI driven strategies that we have, AI driven. So for example, Tech Titans is a strategy where we are only selecting a few tech stocks, and which is giving outperformance compared to the index basically. So we only show you 15 stocks which you can have it in your portfolio. You can buy it, and it will give you much better returns than the actual index for those stocks. For example, beat the S&P 500. So we will give you a list of 20 stocks which will actually help you beat the index. Our purpose should be to beat the index. So here you can see the total return for the last 10 years that we got for the index for this strategy was 1000%, and about outperformance of 800% compared to S&P 500. So which is a annualized returns of 24%, which is pretty good actually. But this is currently only available for US stocks. In future we will have it for Indian stocks also. So till that time we need to wait for it. Then quickly show ideas feature. Basically ideas again are the billionaires that we have, and we can just copy their portfolios, like Warren Buffett, Bill Gates. So we show you their portfolio, and you can just copy their portfolio and have it in your watch list. You can actually make a new watch list for the investments that these guys are doing. These are experts or billionaires, so obviously we can just blindly follow their strategies basically, or the holdings that they have, right? So this was mainly about features that we have for Pro and Pro Plus. Now let me come to the initial point where when I said what features we have in Pro and what we have in Pro Plus. So Pro, I would say we have mainly except the screener part. Since screener is a very valuable product from our end, and so it comes as part of Pro Plus. Pro Plus is obviously expensive, a little expensive plan. So let me show you the pricing part also to you. So by the way, for our audience, we have a special discount of 70% for this coupon. if you use this coupon only, then only you can get a very good discount. So for our audience for this webinar only, we have a special discount, and it's only valid till 29 July. And after that, the pricing will return back to the original that we have. Now, just coming to the plans, different plans that we have. So this is Pro yearly subscription. Now, Pro, as I said, is a very good attractive plan, because it comes out for only 240 rupees per month for the yearly subscription. It's just for 240 rupees. So we have only one plan for Pro, which is yearly plan. Now Pro Plus, wherein I said, remember that Pro Plus, what additional you get compared to Pro is the screener part, and also the balance sheet and all those, where you can analyze the stocks deeply through income statement, cash flow statement, and all that. That part also is a part of Pro Plus, not Pro. So that's why Pro Plus is a little expensive. The yearly plans come for 630 rupees per month, and bi-yearly plan comes for rupees 510 per month. So about little more than double, I would say, 510, and the Pro yearly is 240, as I said. But it only comes with this coupon, so definitely make use of this coupon. And actually the link is this link is also present in the webinar description, so you can actually make use of that right now also. But in case you want the link, you want to make use of the link later, you can email me, no problem. You can email me at this email ID, puneet.s@investing.com, if you want a special link for Pro Plus plans also, or a Pro yearly plan. As I said, you just ask me the link, I will send it to you, which will have this coupon code already embedded, Pro Web 12, this coupon code. It will already be a part of the link. So you can ask me for the email, or right now, if you want to make use of this service, you can actually go to the webinar description. Actually, we have that link already there, so you can you can make use of that link. All right. So I believe, yeah, actually, one more thing I missed. So now we have revamped our homepage. So you can see this is our new homepage. About 1 month back, we have launched this homepage, and which has many features, I would say, on the homepage itself. You have to show all those features. So ProPix, as I said, remember I just showed you a feature where you can actually beat the index, and those are AI-driven studies. Then we have fair value on the homepage itself, where we are showing undervalued and most overvalued stocks also. For example, I want to see in detail, let's say, Reliance Infrastructure, details about the stock. So we show it right here, all the indicators, or all the fair value is undervalued here, where we are saying that upside is 45%, though technical, but our Pro plans are mainly fundamental analysis. And Pro tips, as I said, remember the qualitative analysis we should look at to look at the risk. So this parameters. So you need you don't take much risk. So better to avoid this stock, because it has many red flags. Although the fair value is very attractive, it's saying that stock is undervalued. Yeah, so that's about it, I think. And what I wanted to say was that not only here on the Pro screen, but also on the homepage and the stock equity page also, you can actually see all those features, most of the features, right? All right, so now I will take up any questions you have. Please, you are free to post any questions. Now, one question I see, does Pro covers all the world markets? Yes, it covers all the world markets, including US, Europe, India, China, Brazil. It's global, basically. So if you invest in other markets, actually, this is a great thing for you, in fact. You know, where if you are interested, I mean, you get in one plan, you actually can invest in multiple markets. So we cover about 200,000 stocks in the world, actually. So India about we have about 5,000 stocks, right? So yeah, that's one thing. So another question is, can you talk about the difference in features of Pro and Pro Plus? Yes. So as I said, Pro, uh, we get the features like for example, let me show you another stock. So if you have, let's say, a particular stock you're holding or you want to buy, so you can through each stock one by one, right? But in case you have, if you want to have maintain a portfolio of stocks, right, then screener feature is very good for you, because screener will just give you a list of 10-15 stocks and you can just blindly buy it, as per your criteria. But if you are mostly interested in, like, you trade in one or two stocks, or maybe three stocks, then you can just go through these stocks one by one, actually. And for example, for SG Bank, we are saying that our fair value is about 6-7% upside, uh, which is kind of a hold recommendation, right? I mean, so I think it used to be it used to trade around 1,500, right? And now it is almost reaching its fair value. So right now it's just a hold, basically, for our point of view. And it has a few red flags also, so it's not a right time to buy also, because it's trading at high P ratio, and you can see, you must look at the the qualitative analysis also at the same time. So we are saying there are green flags, but there are red flags also. And its fair performance, financial health is also just fair, basically, not very good also. So probably it's not the right time to buy the stock. If you have it, then it's a good time to hold. Yes, that's fine. So what are the question is, what are the indicators one can use in Pro and Pro Plus? Really, indicators, as I said, fair value is one. So Pro Plus has everything, but Pro has fair value, financial health, you see, uh, everything, what except as I said, the screen, mainly the screener feature, we won't have in Pro. It will be a part of Pro Plus, because screener is a very valuable product as well, So but other features like pair features, I'm comparing. So let's say I want to compare HDFC with other banks. So it's very easy to compare, just by this compare feature, wearing HDFC Bank with IDBI, Kotak, Axis. So it shows me, for example, I want to see, let's say, revenue growth only, compared to P ratio. So HDFC Bank has a very good market cap, but its P ratio is a little high. You can see it's a little high, compared to other banks like Axis Bank is a little cheaper bank. Its P ratio is a little low. Or you can see these values here also. As I said, this, it will just give you a list of all the stocks, peers, basically, and how it's fair, and other parameters you want to see. Ratio, as I talked, P ratio is actually less, which means it's a cheaper stock, and its fair values are very good, actually, 26% upside. So it's actually a good stock to buy, actually, compared to HDFC Bank. I said, HDFC Bank, as I said, is now almost reached its fair value. Yeah. All right. Then one second. Any other questions? Yeah. What? How to open an account in Nasdaq? Nasdaq, you mean to say the brokerage account? Yeah, brokerage account. I think you will need to open through uh, you can't really open it in India. You have to open it if you have an account, let's say a savings account in US, then you can easily open an account in Nasdaq also if you want to trade in US stocks. So how to check for short-term investment? One second. Yeah. So got a notification when the stock jumps 20-30% from investing. Why not before rising? Is this feature? So basically, it's before it has risen the stock, you just need to monitor that stock, right? I mean, that's what the fair value is about. Fair value will give you an idea if the stock is all has a potential of 20-30% upside, right? So that's what you need to look at, if you since you invest in individual stocks. But if you want to have build a portfolio of stocks, then use a screener feature of Pro Plus, which is much better, right? uh, Yeah, there is one more question. Fundamental parameters for analyzing stocks are common for all sectors of different parameter is applying during. Yes, for fair value calculation, we use all the fundamental parameters as I showed you. Uh, uh, in this overview, which where actually we are showing all the models here, right? So for HDFC Bank, for example, we have 5 models which we are using, based model, price by multiples, P multiple, all those models we are using, and we are actually coming up with an average of these fair values for each model and coming up with one fair value, basically, right? So does this portal include the details of new companies? I could not see the financials for most of the new companies. Why not? I mean, you can see the financials here easily. Uh, See, for you name any company you want to see the financials, you just name it, it will be there. Yeah, you didn't name the company, actually, company name. Can we buy cryptocurrency? No, no, it's only for stocks. No cryptocurrency, no commodities, not commodities, uh only stocks. Bulk deal feature available. Bulk deal, what do you mean by bulk deal? I didn't understand, Mr. Jitendra. um, So one question is for fair value parameters calculation. Parameters applied for calculation is same or different as per sector wise? For fair value calculation, yeah, no. So for each company, there will be different models that we have, right? And not every company we can have all the 14 or 20 models, because some companies are, let's say, small companies don't provide that much data also. So each company will have different models, but the average we will show you as fair value, basically, right? Fundamental parameters for analyzing stocks are common for all sectors. Oh yeah, this is already done. How to that I've already answered, actually. Okay. And stocks bought by DIA and FII. So the FII stocks, we currently don't show, but as I showed you, remember the IDS feature where we show the billionaires or the big investors at what holdings they have, and you can just copy their portfolios, basically. Not and all that we don't show. Yeah. So what are the indicators like MACD, RSI? etc. These are technical parameters, yes, but we do have the technical analysis parameters in here also. You can use, if you see, just look at data. So if I search for, let's say, RSI, or wait one second here, MACD, for example, moving, yeah, so moving average, we have all those parameters right here. 200 moving average for Apple, for example, you want to see, or let's do it for an Indian stock. So it will show you all the parameters here. Whatever you want to see, this is a data explain. You're in looking at, how the moving average for this stock has like 200-day moving average or 50-day moving average. You can see it here. This I want to see for a trading company like Reliance Industries. So you want to see 200-day moving average or 3 or 4, and have a look at it. So parameter, you can just see all those things. So including analysis parameters, as I said. Industrial PE not available in watch list. Industrial PE, P ratio, you may say. I made NSE but cannot compare stock PE versus industry's PE. Oh, okay. You mean to say the overall industry PE ratio? You want to compare with that stock? Okay. Overall industry PE. That is something I think may not be there, because if you see, for example, Reliance Industries, and I use this compare feature, for example, right? You want me to use this compare feature, so we can compare stock with another stocks. You can add some stocks here also, and remove stocks here. But I don't think we show the overall industry average. You want to see, right? So that's something I don't think we show it, but I can check it and get back to you. You can email me with this question. I can check it, but most likely we don't provide that. Okay, now coming to another question. What are the indicators like? Yeah, okay, I already answered. When will live Sensex data available on investing? As right now it is 15-minute delayed. Okay, yeah. So basically, we sometimes we don't have control over the real-time data. It depends on exchange policies. So we have to depend on that. Like for NSE, we show the real-time data, right? I mean, even for futures also. But for Sensex, yeah, I understand it is like 15 minutes delay. But it all depends on the exchange policy. So we can't control that part. All right, I think I covered all the questions. Is there any other question I can answer? Otherwise, yeah, otherwise we can end this webinar. Thank you so much. So as I said, we have this link available on the webinar description for a few minutes, for more minutes. You can use of that the type 70% discount which I talked about right now, because soon we will not have this kind of discount. Especially last date is July 29th. Yeah, as I talked about, it's use of it for only 240 rupees. And if you want Pro Plus plans, if you're interested in screener features, on this email ID, puneet.s@investing.com. You can